He's been on the show a number of times, and he's a very interesting guy. I think the phrase Renaissance man would be appropriate. I think when you're talking about my good friend Andy Thibault, and he's with us for a few minutes this morning, and new book out, More Cool Justice. Hi, Andy.
Hey, Ray, you're very kind.
Congratulations, by the way. That's great. I do want to mention very quickly that Bonnie Forshaw and you will be speaking on the politics of justice December 2nd at Gateway Community College. You have, though you are not a lawyer, I don't believe, you've done private investigations. You've written extensively at law and a number of other things. And how did you get into this? Because I think you started as a reporter, when you were 17, 18, something like that?
Yeah, Ray, my first story was Pee Wee Football Roundup, and I worked for the Norwich Bulletin and Groton News for Tim Tollikin and Brian Willett, and I used to paste the ticker tapes together for race results, so
wow.
I learned all the production stuff.
You're also a boxing judge, aren't you, or something like that?
Yes, I did a couple years as an amateur judge, and I got licensed as a professional judge.
Andy is, by the way, a very prolific writer, has a couple of books out and a couple of stories that he's written. And I guess you kind of look at yourself, I don't want to say muckraker, but that is kind of what you are. You try and figure out just what the heck is going on. For example, and this is a collection of various stories that are cool, as you put it. And, for example, we've got the Atlanta bombing at Centennial Park. You get into that.
Yeah, I got sent down there, and I saw how they fingered a false suspect. But my first story was about a cover-up of a hit-and-run death in New London. And my first mentor, John Peterson, taught me that we eat lawyers' bones for breakfast. So we have no respect for authorities who don't do their job or serve the public.
In that case, what happened, Andy?
Well, a 20-year-old kid, Kevin Showalter, was changing a tire on a girlfriend's car, 11:12 p.m., Christmas Eve, 1973, under a streetlight. The girl sitting on a stone wall 6 feet away, didn't see or hear anything. Tow truck driver gave New London police auto body putty from the offending vehicle, which when the state police took over the case 4 years later, at the behest of Ella Grasso, was produced in a file. Well, it wasn't produced. Instead, the New London Police Lieutenant Bucko gave the state police bathroom tiles. The former mayor, Harvey Malov, was fingered as the probable driver by Judge Joseph Danahy in a one-man grand jury. And Harvey's best friend, Judge Angelo Santinello, the presiding judge, had tipped Harvey off that he was a suspect. So I learned how the system worked in that case.
And what do you draw from that? Just the fact that the fix is in?
Yeah, the fix is in if you're politically connected. And any police chief, school superintendent, or a bishop who say they're not a politician, I'd say hold on to your wallet.
Hey, Andy, one of the interesting things you get into as well, and you remember the death of Ron Brown in a plane crash.
Oh, yeah.
And it still floats around out there that, no, this was no accident because Brown knew too much, so therefore his plane went down, just to keep things tidy. What did you look into there, and what could you find?
Well, the bottom line is if you want to steal big, go to Washington. But yeah. Ron Brown was supposedly about to be indicted by the independent counsel, and he had one of his mistresses told me that Brown had told President Clinton he wasn't going to jail.
So from that, could you nail anything down, or was it just a simple, these occurrences and there's kind of this related to this, and well, it could be? I mean, how far did you get on it, Andy?
Well, I mean, it's like trying to get far in the Kennedy assassination. When certain people are killed, there's people there who will take care of you if you get too far, in my view. But I worked on it for about a year. I wrote a lot of stories about the irregularities and the funny money that was shuffled around. I mean, Ron Brown bought a condo for a woman from Haiti who was allegedly tight with the Russian mob.
God.
And she supposedly said Brown left a lot of boxes of information as insurance in her basement.
Okay. And I would guess sometimes, and just very quickly, we got to go here in a minute, Andy, but I mean, there is a lot of pressure, and I will say this in defense perhaps of prosecutors and others. It's not right, but there is a lot of pressure on them to do something to solve a case.
Well, in Connecticut, you got McGuigan, who was fired for doing his job. In New York, you had Maurice Najari. You see, when good prosecutors push too hard, they get sacked.
Well, then. So, anyway, hey, look, if you want to see Andy, and by the way, you can buy the book at all kinds of local bookstores. Are you selling it as an ebook, too?
It is an ebook, and you can get it through morecooljustice.com. And I will be at my hometown library in Litchfield and at the Hartford Public Library in January.
Okay, tell you what, make sure that we're on the list so we know, because we'll plug it and have people come down and see you, because there are some great stories in this book. More Cool Justice is the name. Hey, thank you much for being on, Andy.
Thanks so much, Ray.
All right, I'm honored, my friend. This guy's cool. Cool Justice. It's the name of the book. There's a reason.